No, I can't. I'm in this fantastic...
2 minutes, okay?
All right, what?
What's Mason up to?
Eden, I can't talk about it.
Well, wait a second. You guys were locked in the study all morning, and then there's all this news about Mason planning some party tomorrow night. What's going on?
I can't talk about it, so don't ask me, please.
What do you mean you can't talk about it? Why?
He just told me something in confidence. That's all.
What's Mason gonna pull?
I'm sorry.
Hey, now, you know, Ted, he's not gonna get away with anything. He can't take over Capital Enterprises because he didn't have the votes. Unless you're planning on giving him your vote. You aren't thinking of doing that, are you?
Eden, it's not that way. I'm just doing what I think is best for the business.
And he's convinced you that ousting me as president is what's best. Is that it?
And remember, no one is to know about this. Not the press, not my family, nor anyone else until the party tomorrow night. That's when I'll announce that I'm the new head of Capital Enterprises. And best of all, with this little document, you and I will control an empire bigger than anyone ever dreamed of, including my father.
Mommy?
Yes, darling?
Why do I have to wear this coat?
Well, one thing, it makes you look very handsome. And you also look very grown up, too.
That's why?
Well, that's not the only reason. Cece's doctor said that he's getting better, and I thought maybe I could take you in and have you talk to him.
He's asleep.
Sometimes when people are asleep like that, they can hear you, even though they can't answer you. And so I thought maybe if you went in and you said a lot of nice things to him about how much you miss him, how you really love him, and you want him to get better, maybe he'd hear you and he'd get better that much faster.
Oh, okay. Let's go see him now.
Oh, well, all right. Mary, I brought Brandon in to see his father.
Morning, Brandon.
Hi, Mary.
How is he?
Oh, Gina, he's making steady improvement. Everyone's very hopeful. Want to talk to him?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll leave you alone then.
Daddy, I love you. And I miss you. I wanted to tell you this so maybe you can hear me and get better quicker. And, I forgot the rest.
It's all right. You did just fine. I'm sure he heard you. You want to take off your coat and go out and play?
Good.
Mary? Mary, I'll just be a few minutes longer.
If you think teaching him to parrot words is going to save you,
Cece, you're wrong. He wanted to say that.
you're going to have to do a lot better than that if you expect to get anything out of me other than my undying hatred.
Look, I told you I'd do whatever you wanted. I think I've done more than demonstrate that.
Insufficiently. Mason's party's still on for tomorrow night?
Well, yes, as far as I know.
Good. That's when I will change all their lives. Forever.
Good morning.
Hey.
I see you're hard at work.
Yeah, well, don't you look good? What do you got there?
Thanks. I have a few knickknacks that I picked up. I thought I'd check some things out to see which of them express the real Cruz Castillo.
Oh, no.
So tell me, do you see yourself more as a Aztec warrior or a Spanish bull?
By the time you get the answer to that question, lady, you may be sorry you asked.
Now, that's a real provocative remark.
Well, aren't we in a playful mood today?
Yeah, well, we feel some reasonable happiness coming on.
Oh, yeah? How come?
Well, because I'm doing constructive things.
Like what?
Like I decided to take your advice. I decided that I'm going to do something to prove that Gina's an unfit mother.
I think you better fill me on, on your plan. Gina's a pretty shrewd lady.
So am I.
I wish you wouldn't always think the worst of me, Cece. I didn't prompt Brandon. He asked to see you. He wanted to say those things.
Did he ask to wear a coat and tie for the occasion?
There's just no reasoning with you when you're like this. You're determined to see the worst in me. You're just not fair to me, Cece.
Oh, Gina, you were never so morally outraged as when somebody sees you for what you are. I can count on it.
Well, there's no sense arguing with you when you're like this. Tell me something, though. How do you fool the doctor when he examines you?
I haven't fooled the doctor. The doctor simply knows when it's in his best interest to keep a secret.
Does he know that you're going to confront Mason and the rest of the family tomorrow night? Don't you realize how taxing that's going to be for you emotionally? I don't think you're up to it yet.
I'll be fine emotionally. Wish I could move around a little more. I feel very stiff.
I could massage you. Your legs.
All right.
I know you don't believe this, but I really am glad you're getting better. I mean, the family needs you, your guidance and your strength. I need you more than anybody, though. I wish you'd not forget that there was a time when I really did love you very deeply.
I must have forgotten, Gina. If I ever knew.
Cece, be fair. You know I did. Please. I felt betrayed by you. Don't you understand what I went through? I got very angry.
My list of grievances is a lot longer than yours and a lot less imaginary.
I don't think you recognize the reason I covered up what Mason did to me. It was for you. I didn't want to put you through it. I felt you already had enough hatred going for Mason, and you didn't need anything to add to it. Mason did force himself on me.
Gina, I can't trust a word that comes out of your mouth. I never could, and I can't now.
I was afraid you'd kill him, Cece. Remember that rage you flew into at Lionel when you found out about Channing?
I wish I did kill him.
Still? After all this time? Well, what about when Lionel and Sophia were up here in your room yesterday? I only sent them in because I thought you'd be interested. What did you think about that?
I think I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Cece, please don't shut me out. I want to help you with your plans. I want to do...
Yes, well, I think I have something for you to do. Find out what Mason is up to. Find out why he's having this big party tomorrow night.
All right. I think I can do that. I'll do whatever you want.
You don't have any choice.
That's not the reason. I'm doing it because I want to. Please consider what I've said to you. Promise me you'll think about it. About us.
Yes, Gina. I promise you I will think about us.
You know, I always thought there was some sort of a loyalty between the two of us.
Now, wait a minute. That is not the point. I just gave my word, that's all.
Well, look, isn't there a way that you can tell me without really telling me? Can't you just give me a hint or something?
All I can say, Eden, is that what he is doing, I think, is going to be best for the family
Well, if it's
and
best for
the
the
company.
family, then why can't you just tell me?
Well, he's going to tell us all at the party.
All right, look. I respect the fact that you don't want to break a confidence. Okay? Can't you just tell me if you're planning on giving Mason your vote, though? I mean, he didn't swear you to secrecy about that, did he?
No. I just haven't made up my mind yet.
Well, you're gonna have to make up your mind soon, aren't you?
Now, look, don't start doing this to me. I don't need the pressure. I'll decide when I decide.
Kurt, Gina, do you know what Mason's up to?
I have no idea.
You mean about this party?
Well, yeah, I mean, Ted knows what's going on, but he won't tell me
Now,
anything.
Eden, I'm sorry, don't put me on the spot like that.
Well, if what you're saying is what's best for the family and everything, I mean, why can't we just know?
Look, I'm just keeping it in confidence because I think it's going to be good for everybody. Hey, you know, let me tell you something, all right? I think, I mean, I am not a businessman, but between you two, you guys have made some mistakes in the company. Now, I'm sorry, Eden, I mean, I love you and I don't want to hurt you, but I think what Mason's got planned is a pretty good idea.
Thank you, Ted.
I don't want your thanks. Look, I just want to get out of here.
Hot-tempered youth.
Why don't you tell us what you're trying to do, Mason?
I intend to, Kirk. Tomorrow night. I hope you're all coming to the party. Dress formally. Don't forget, black tie, Kirk. It's going to be a momentous occasion for all of us.
You know, I don't really even know if I'm going to show up, Mason.
Oh, I think you will. I know you'll be sorry if you don't.
Kurt, don't we have some work to do? Let's go to the study.
Fine. I'm sure you'll excuse us.
With pleasure.
Meet me in your room later.
Good morning.
It is now.
How you feeling?
Oh, still a little rocky. You don't get over poisoning all that easily, you know.
You don't seem to have a temperature.
And I don't seem to have a pulse either. I don't seem to have a lot of things these days.
I think you're fine.
Thank you. I think you're fine, too. Coming to my party, aren't you? Mean a lot to me.
Oh, Mason, no, that's a family thing.
But I want you there.
Look, I'm sorry, I have work to do.
I try to hide it, but it's there every time I see you. Remember saying that to me last night when I was lying in bed, sick? You said something else, too. What was it? Oh, yeah. I love you, you said. I wish I didn't, but I do. You're not going to go back on that now, are you, Mary? Things said over a sickbed are sacred.
Why did you want to see me?
Can we talk a little small talk first?
I can't stay very long. Things seem to be very much the same.
No, they're not. It's empty here. It's lonely. A ship without a sail. Don't you miss it?
When you have to live in Sparta, you try not to think of Troy.
I would like not to talk about divorce. Let's talk about getting back together.
To you, it's only talk. To me, it's a way of life.
No, it's a way of life that makes me miserable, and I think it must be the same for you, and I, personally, would give anything to start over.
But you're not willing to give up anything. Seems to be the major stumbling block, doesn't it?
I've never seen you this hard and unyielding before. I'd hoped that...
Oh, I know. You'd hope that I would be so lonely that I would come running back any time you whistled. Well, I'm not that lonely, Lionel. I'm beginning to enjoy my privacy, my independence, not having to answer to anyone. So if I'm here to talk about a reconciliation, I can save us both a lot of time.
No. No, it wasn't the only reason. I also wanted to tell you the reason that Minx acted towards Brick the way that she did. I think you're entitled to the truth.
The truth? You're going to tell me the truth? Aren't you afraid lightning might strike?
Are you finished?
I am not interested in Minx's machinations anymore. I have raised myself to a higher plane. Oh. But I will tell you one thing about her. I think she's the reason that you are the insensitive, unfaithful person that you are. And I give thanks to every day that she is not in my life. In fact, both of you.
Will you stop this? I'm trying to talk to you.
Well, I'm not interested in what you have to say. What did you do to your chin?
I cut myself shaving. Did you think I intentionally ruined a suicide attempt or something?
No, I never drove into any acts of desperation. Sophia has the market on that.
Look, let's not talk about Sophia, okay?
Fine, I don't want to either. Seeing much of her?
Let's change the subject and stick to another subject.
What is the subject?
Brick is my son.
I beg your pardon.
That's right. Brick is the son that Sophia and I had.
I don't understand. What about Channing? What is Brick another one? How many children do you two have?
We had one child, Augusta. And the night that child was born, there was another baby in the hospital, and Minx went and switched babies. It seems that she did not want a Lockridge brought up as a Capwell.
God, I don't believe it.
She's admitted it.
I should have known right from the beginning. I always had some funny instinct about him. Minx would never have done all those things for him unless he were closely tied. I can't believe she actually switched babies. That's absolutely unbelievable.
And true.
I can't quite grasp this. I mean, can you tell me that all these years she's... Oh, can you blame me now for trying to get Brick out of our life all this time?
I think what you did was extreme, but I think you meant it to keep our marriage together. And I know how upset you must have been. I can't tell you how sorry I am for this.
So you and Sophia have another drama to play? Well, that must make you feel much closer together.
I don't have Brandon anymore, if that makes you feel better.
No, nothing makes me feel better. But I'll tell you something, I'm really shocked that Minx would do anything like that. Not only to her own son, but to her grandson.
She has suffered a great deal for it.
Not nearly enough. Well, what are you going to do about Brick?
He's having a great deal of difficulty adjusting to it.
I can just imagine.
Augusta, all the secrets are out in the open now. That's all there is.
That's it. That's it. Fine. Then I'll leave.
I wanted you
Make
to know.
sure that Julia has you served with divorce papers.
You're going through with it?
Of course I am. It's even more insane than I've ever imagined. You know something? I wish that we could erase all of this and start over again, but we can't.
Augusta, wait.
Goodbye, Lionel.
You heard that? You heard everything You laid there and you pretended to be asleep and you just let me go on like that?
Seemed like an inopportune time to let you know I was awake.
Inopportune. Oh, Mason. You know, if that isn't you in a nutshell, never mind about someone else's feelings or their dignity as long as you're having a good time, right? Look, I got news for you. I didn't mean a word of it. It's the kind of thing that you say when you feel a little compassion for somebody.
That you love them? Pretty compassionate, isn't it?
All right, all right. I had a moment of weakness because I looked down at you and I thought for a second you were the man that I always thought you were, and you looked so vulnerable.
I am vulnerable. I can show you my Achilles heel. 2 feet of clay.
You're 6 feet of clay, Mason, but I'm not going to be touched by it anymore. I'm not going to have any more moments of weakness, I promise.
Oh, come on, Mary. You weren't overcome with compassion. You meant every word you said. You loved me.
Wrong tense, Mason. I did.
And that's one reason I want you to come to my party tomorrow night, so you can see me as I really am, all pretense stripped aside. No costume, no mask. Real me.
Oh, the real you.
Mm-hmm. Come and see. Or at least think about it. And then come. Or not. As you please.
Haven't you ever heard of knocking before you enter a woman's bedroom?
I didn't want to advertise that I was coming in here.
Well, next time, please don't forget to knock. What will people think if they see you just barge in here?
A little late in the day for you to be worrying about your good name, isn't it?
What do you want?
We have plans to make, remember?
Whatever it is you're cooking up, you can keep me out.
Keep you out? Gina, you're the linchpin of my whole idea.
You can't force me to help you.
Sure I can. Maybe you don't realize how much I know about you, Gina. I know that you dressed yourself up to look like Eden when you tried to kill Cece. And that's why Mary thought it was Eden. I also think that you doctored up Eden's champagne that night at her would-be engagement party. She didn't drink that much, but what little there was hit her like a ton of bricks. I heard the same thing happen once before. Here, that night that you took those pictures of her. Now, what was that, Gina? A rehearsal for the main event?
You're making this all up. What about you? You've been lying to Eden. You've let her believe that she actually tried to kill her father.
All right, so it's a tie.
Like hell it is. I have a lot more against you than you have against me. You could lose Eden and your future in Capwell Enterprises. And if CC gets involved, you won't even be able to get a job at a gas station.
Maybe so, Gina. But you stand to lose your son forever and go to jail. Good. I've finally gotten through to you, huh? Now, why don't you just shut up and listen? Oh, that's so much better. Now, I'm going to need your help in a good many areas. For starters, I want you to find out what Mason is up to. I don't want any surprises at this little gathering of his.
Well, what if I won't? Or I can't?
Then I'll be disappointed. And I'm not a man who likes to be disappointed.
I'll tell you what, Kirk. Why don't you try being nice to me instead of threatening me all the time?
Oh, this is nice. Your husband's flat on his back, unconscious, in the next room, and you're coming on to me? I'll be sure and tell him about that when he comes to.
Well, if he ever does come out of it, it won't matter what you tell him.
Really?
Really? Because you see, I'll be standing there right beside him as Mrs. C.C. Capwell. And I may be handing out some of the orders to you and other people. So if I were you, I'd take my advice and start being nice while you have the chance.
You'll never pull that off, Gina. You're lying again.
I never lie to unimportant people, darling. I really hate you. You are one of the greediest, most unpleasant men I have ever met in my life, and I've met plenty. Okay, I'll see what I can find out about Mason for you. But if you were smart, you'd start being nice.
I'm sorry if I sounded dramatic on the phone.
Silly. You needn't apologize. What happened? What did Augusta say?
I thought that I could talk her out of the divorce. But she won't listen. I've done everything I could to save this marriage, but I guess it's over.
Well, then she's an absolute fool to give up a life with the man who is absolutely right for her.
I don't even know who I am at the moment.
I don't know what to say.
Boy, what do I do, huh? I don't know what to do.
You're gonna be all right. You're strong. You're not the first man that's gone through a divorce. You'll be fine.
Told her about Brick.
Well, that didn't help, did it?
I guess it was the last straw.
She had to know.
Yeah. Everything in this house reminds me of her. I gotta get out of here. I've gotta go someplace else.
Maybe you should.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll drive up the coast, go to Carmel, go to Bodega Bay, something. I'll go right now, this afternoon.
All right, but don't do it today, please.
Hmm?
You're in an emotional state. You shouldn't be driving this way. Trust me, I know. I've been through it.
Why not?
Why not? What?
Why not come with me? Come on. We can go up there and comfort each other and help each other. Come with me.
Well, that's a start. The Taj Mahal wasn't decorated in a day.
I like it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I like it a lot, in fact.
Well, you better like it. It's been a long day.
Listen, you still haven't told me what you plan to do to pry Brandon away from Gina.
Rule number 1, never tell a policeman anything.
I don't a whole lot like the sound of that. Now, talk to me.
I don't think you want to know.
I know that you're an impulsive, passionate woman, and that can get you into trouble.
Look who's talking. If ever there was a hot-blooded man.
Hey, we're not talking about me, all right? Maybe we both need to chill out a little bit, but we're starting with you.
Look, don't worry about me. I know what I'm doing. It's nothing outside the law, so you're just gonna have to trust me on that, okay?
Yeah. Hey.
What?
I just want to say thanks for helping me fix the joint up, because I really like the way it's turning out.
Thank you. I enjoy doing things for you.
Oh, Ted.
Sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm just looking for this book.
It's all right.
It's a good picture, Mason, isn't it?
Yeah, he's photogenic.
You going to this party?
No, I don't think so.
I guess you two aren't on the best of terms anymore, are you?
No, not really.
Mary, may I tell you something?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can understand why you feel the way you do towards Mason, but, well, I know him pretty well, and believe it or not, he's a pretty good guy. I mean, deep down.
Ted, he hurt so many people, his family,
Yeah,
everybody.
I know, but see, he's been hurt a lot too, and he kind of comes defensive. I mean, most of the time, he doesn't mean to hurt people. He just, doesn't know how else to act.
You sure are loyal. I really admire that.
You do, huh?
Yeah.
Well, then, maybe as a personal favor, would you go to his party? No, really, I want you to see the good side of Mason.
Oh, is that what this is? A coming out party for the good side of Mason?
No, that's not exactly what the way I mean. I mean, all right, he's planning something, and I think it's terrific, and I think you're gonna like it. Maybe you might even see the guy in a different light. I mean, you never know. Here it is.
Oh, good. Glad you found it.
Well, anyway, you just give it some thought. I mean, maybe you, might even change your mind about him. That is, if you're willing to.
Ted.
Yeah.
Ted, can I talk to you a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Now, it seems to me there's going to be some kind of palace revolution here tomorrow night. And I was just wondering, are you planning to give Mason your vote and let him take over the company?
Well, what makes you think that?
Well, you can be honest with me. I mean, whatever you decide, I'll be behind you 100%.
Well, I haven't decided yet.
Really? Well, I don't know very much about the business, not as much as I should, but anyone can see that Eden and Kirk aren't doing a very good job of running it. I mean, look at all the problems they've had. They botched up that hotel contract, and they overlooked the bidding date on the beachfront property.
Well, Gina, I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Company.
Oh, but these mistakes seem kind of careless, like they shouldn't be happening. It takes a lot of guts to go up against Eden, but if you do it, I'll really be proud of you. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
Well, I think it's kind of family matter.
I'm family, aren't I? You don't consider me an outsider still.
Well, in terms of running the business, I do, yes.
I see. Oh, why don't you just drop dead? Your mother's the housekeeper here. Why didn't she teach you to use the back entrance?
I came to bring a toy to Brandon.
Brandon doesn't need strangers donating toys to him.
He asked me for this toy at Christmas time. I promised to give it to him. All I want to do is take this up to him and let him know that I kept my promise.
You think he cares about your grubby little promises?
Gina, will you get out of my way? I'm going to give this to him, whether you like it or not.
First, I want to take a look at it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Here.
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
You can't give it to him.
Why not? It's just a toy.
Because I said so. I think you're going to use this to try to get close to him.
Gina, for God's sakes, don't be so paranoid. Let her give it to him. It's upstairs, Santana.
All right. All right, you can go upstairs. But don't stay too long.
Thank you.
Just who do you think you are? You stay out of my business.
You know, you are so idiotic when it comes to Brandon. It drives me crazy. You think that little boy loves you so little that if Santana gives him a toy, it's going to make him stop?
Why are you defending her? She's certainly no friend of yours.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't around to tell me who my friends are.
Well, you better pay attention. She's been trying to catch Cruz ever since you threw him away. And I think she's finally succeeded.
You know, Cruz has the right to date whoever he wants. And you don't have the right to gossip about it. So from now on, why don't you just keep your mouth shut?
Now that I have an Alta Vista sedan, I can die happy. So happy with my Alta Vista sedan, I want to die right now. Gina!
What are you doing in here?
Gina, will you please calm down?
I never gave you permission to come in my room. What are you doing
I
in
thought
here?
that Eden said that Brandon was up here.
She said Brandon was upstairs. She never said in my
Well,
bedroom.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Maybe. I think I understand completely.
You see, nothing has been touched.
I don't trust you. What's in there?
Will you keep your hands off my purse?
You little sneak. What are you doing? What were you looking for in here?
Nothing.
I don't believe you for a minute. I ought to call the police on you.
Well, then go right ahead.
Maybe I will, if I ever catch you in here again. But right now, you're gonna tell me what you were doing in here.
Hi. I'm gonna go up and see your father,
Oh, of
okay?
course, sure.
You all right?
Yeah, things are fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Is Santana here?
Yeah, she's up with Brandon.
Would you tell her that I'm here?
Oh, sure. Why don't you come in?
Thanks. Guess maybe I'll wait in the kitchen. I want to visit with Rosa for a little while.
Well, you know, she just got here just a little while ago. I mean, I wouldn't want to bother her. She hasn't had much long with Brandon. Maybe a couple minutes longer. I'll get her.
Sure, okay. That's a good idea.
You know, Gina didn't want to let her see him.
I bet. I'm surprised she agreed.
Well, I sort of intervened.
Yeah, good for you, Eden.
Cruz?
Yeah.
I just, I mean, I hope you don't mind me asking, but are you and Santana becoming a couple?
Well, you know, we two is usually a couple, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's company. I just wanted to know if it was becoming more than that.
How's your father?
Doctors say that he's making remarkable progress.
Good. I know how much he means to you.
Yeah, the doctors say that he might be coming out of his coma any day now.
That's great. I really hope he does.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that it would be by Christmas, but I don't really know. How are things with you?
All right, you know. Keeping busy.
It's important to you, I know.
Get away from me!
shouting at you?
She thinks I'm stealing something from her. She's just an absolute crazy woman. Cruz, I am so happy that you're here. Please take me away from here.
Not until she's been searched.
No, but wait a second. What are you two arguing about? What happened here?
She was ransacking my room. I caught her in the act.
You didn't catch me doing anything of the kind, Gina.
You were there without permission. I asked to see what was in her purse, and she wouldn't show it to me. I'm sure she stole something.
What's wrong, Gina? You hiding something up there?
So much is going through my mind. I keep thinking, darling, about what you're going to say to me when you're all well again. And I don't think that you're going to be able to forgive me. And then I imagine the words, and I can't bear to hear them from you. So, since you're getting better, I think now is the time that I should cut myself loose from you. Because, my darling, it's the only way I'm going to survive. I have learned to love you so much. And you see, now I'm going to have to unlearn it.
Of all the sneaky things. I hate everybody in this house. And I haven't been able to find out anything about Mason. Cece?
What did you do? Expect him to answer you?
Kirk, you scared me to death.
Obviously. Why were you talking to Cece that way?
I always talk to him like that. I guess I've just gotten in the habit of it.
What was all that shouting about a while ago?
I had another run-in with Santana.
I wouldn't think they'd still be bothering you now that you have Brandon.
Well, she does bother me. I hate her.
You waste a lot of energy hating people, Gina.
Well, I have energy to burn. Have you found out anything about Mason yet?
No, not so far, but I'm still trying. So should you. Well, I'll leave you alone with Cece. Don't keep him up too late talking to him.
You will have to be more careful.
Well, I didn't see him. How was I supposed to know? What was he doing here?
Paying me a respectful visit.
By hiding in the corner? This house is so full of sneaks. It's impossible to find out anything.
Why don't we concentrate on more important things, huh?
Like what?
Go find me a walking stick and get out my tuxedo.
Now?
Yes, now. I want to try it on. Now.
Gina is the most infuriating woman in the world. Talk about unbalanced. Cruz, you can't tell from 1 minute to the next how she's going to react to anything.
Santana, you got to admit, this time you gave her a reason. I mean, she comes home and finds you in her room?
Cruz, I'm going to get Brandon back no matter what I have to do.
Apparently. Why don't you show me what it is you found up there?
This. It seems so strange. I don't know what to make of it, but it seems so strange that I decided to take it.
Now that I have an Alta Vista sedan, I can die happy. I'm so happy with my Alta Vista sedan, I want to die right now.
It sounds like a commercial.
It's like no commercial I ever heard of.
Well, I've never heard of Alta Vista Sedan.
There's no such company, at least not around here.
There isn't, really?
That I know of.
Why in the world would she have something like this tucked away in the back of a dresser drawer?
If I can't drive an Alta Vista sedan, life has no meaning. That's strange.
I'll see you then. Well.
Oh, excuse me. I certainly didn't mean to eavesdrop.
That's all right. My life is an open book. Do you want something?
Just to tell you that I've decided to come to your party.
Well, good. I'm glad.
I'm coming because Ted asked me to.
No, you aren't. I know you better than that. You're coming because of me.
I think you're taking an awful risk getting out of bed like this.
The door is locked.
If someone wanted to get in, how long do you think I could stall them?
Long enough. You're very good at stalling people. Well, what do you think, huh? What do you think?
I think you look fine.
Yeah. Yes, it still fits, I'm glad. I lost a little weight. Not too much. Should be quite a party, wouldn't you say? Think of the shock it'll be when I show up and tell them I'm taking over again.
I think it's going to be awfully upsetting.
I can't imagine.
What are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to say to them?
I have a different fate for each of them. Even for you, Gina. You see, I really haven't had a chance to give out Christmas presents. So tomorrow night, I will parcel out destinies. Should be more than a few surprises. Even one for you, Gina. Even one for you.